Today I'm joined by junior outside hitter Khalia Lanier of the USC women's volleyball team. The team is halfway through conference play right now with 10 games and a 7-3 record in the Pac-12. Khalia leads a team in service aces and is just one kill shy of Brooke Bodkin to lead in that category as well. Khalia, I want to thank you for being here
Yeah,
today.
thank you guys.
So I want to start with your background. Coming out of high school, you had a laundry list of awards to your name. You could seemingly play anywhere. So why USC?
I was deciding between Texas, USC, and Stanford for my final three choices. And when I just came on campus here, it was kind of like a gut feeling that I just felt really good trying to balance the sports environment with the school atmosphere and kind of getting to go and experience that college experience. So it was mostly just a gut feeling, and I know that like sounds crazy, but it really was what that came down to. And with that, I'm so happy that I listened to my gut, and sometimes you just gotta trust your instinct.
Absolutely. And what was the most game-changing thing you learned in high school?
Um, I think I've always been super hard on myself. So mentally, I think learning to kind of be patient with myself, um, learn to kind of roll with the punches. You're not going to have perfect days every day. And that's something that I still work on, definitely. But that mental aspect of the game was definitely the biggest thing for me to kind of put me to the next level or allow me to perform here.
Yeah, so going off that, you're known to be an extremely passionate player on the court. How do you deal with the frustration of losing to a team like Stanford?
Yeah, it's definitely really hard, and I think it's so much harder when you have that passion within you and you kind of have to go with the roller coaster of the ups and downs. But when you learn how to be like compassionate with yourself and that winning and losing isn't necessarily the most important thing, but just trying to get better every single game and improve with your team and make connections with your teammates. I think that's the biggest thing that can like keep you going, no matter if it's a three-set loss to Stanford, which was really tough in the beginning of the season. But it proves optimistic because we get to play them again this week, and there's definitely a lot of stuff we learned from that match. So it's really exciting to see where we can take them and how competitive that match can be.
So how do you prepare to go up against a team like this?
Stanford is definitely very physical. Like all their girls are above 6'5", 6'6". So I think it's really definitely against a team like that, like a national championship winning team in the past 2 years. The mental aspect of the game is the most important thing. You see how tall they are, how physical, how they're hitting balls, and it kind of is intimidating. It can be for anyone, whether you're in the stands or you're us playing on the court. So just kind of leaning on your teammates once again and finding confidence within them and knowing that they'll cover you if you get blocked or if you make a mistake, someone's always there to kind of pat you on the back and move on. I think that's the most important thing with those big teams and teams that are in the top 10 and ranked teams, because really anyone can lose or win on a given night, but just as long as you have that mental focus and the mindfulness of being in the game and trying to learn from your mistakes, I think that's what makes a national championship winning team.
And you talked about a little bit about being a leader, and there's a lot of young talent on this team. So how do you, as one of the older members of this team, the more experienced members, take a leadership role?
I just kind of try to worry about myself and try to do whatever I can to be the best on the court. And then once I get really inspired by my teammates, so if I see Brooke getting a really awesome kill or Raquel or Victoria making an awesome dig, that's kind of inspiring to me. So I know the way they inspire me, I can try to reciprocate that. And I just try to do my best to worry about myself, make sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do. Trying not to yell at my teammates or get frustrated or anything like that, but just kind of keep it cohesive, keep it calm, and then just move on one point after the other.
So it's more just like keep yourself grounded
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
go for the greater good of the team.
You try not to go crazy out there.
Of course. All right. So last question. At this point last season, you guys were 7-3 as well. What's different? There's obviously a lot of things that have changed this year with roster, obviously head coach. What's different this year?
I think this year we definitely do have a lot more just raw talent. And once again, the mental aspect of the game from the coaching change has been very different, and trying to find that mindfulness has been the biggest thing for us. I actually didn't know we had the same record this time last year, so that's kind of fun and fresh because we went all the way to the Elite Eight. And I think sometimes you kind of start to doubt yourself over losses like Stanford or losses like Washington State that are really hard and really competitive. So once again, you can't underestimate yourself. You can't overestimate any other team. And just trying to stay mindful, stay focused with this group, and not worry about what happened in the past or future is something super important, and something super important in life kind of too, to just kind of show you to stay where you are, appreciate the moment now, and then just to work and move forward from there.
Well, once again, I want to thank you for taking the time to be
you.
here. You can catch the women's volleyball team in action this Friday at the Galen Center when they take on the Stanford Cardinal.